Good morning, good morning. How's everyone doing out there? Oh man, we got a lot to talk about today. I just got back from my 15-mile run this morning, but I'm actually going to double up today. I'll explain why in a second. So that's why the hair's a little crazy. Just getting back. Great day. Oh, it's in the 80s. I love the 80s. 90s gets a little hot for running. Low 70s at least can still be a little chilly, but I just love the 80s. Nothing like some good summer running. All right, here it is. Peg 37. ASICS Novablast and the Hoka Rincon 2. Not the 1, the 2, all right, which is not available yet, but it is going to be released, I think I saw, I'll put it on the screen right now, I think I saw early July, so it's coming down the pike sooner rather than later. So the game plan for today, it's crazy. So I'm going to do a brief full review of the Rincon 2 because we're past 50 miles. I'm going to then compare it to the Rincon 1 just very, very briefly, and then we're going to dive into the full comparison running shoe battle between the Rincon 2, the Novablast, and the Peg 37. But I'm actually going to double today, so I'm going to run this afternoon. Why? Well, two reasons. I need to get my volume up, and because the Novablast, I have not run in this shoe, I think, in over a month, and so I need to return to muscle memory for this shoe. Like, how does the shoe feel underfoot? For the Peg 37, you know, I just did the full review of this shoe, so it is fresh in my memory, but the Novablast is not. So we're going to go back out second time today in the Novablast. All right, here we go. Full review of the Hoka Rincon 2. If you want all the specs, weight, all of that. Actually, you know what? Here we go. I have to do this. I've been waiting to do this all morning. I am going to do the weight for you right now. Rincon 2, here we go. All right, hold that thought. The clip you were just watching was from about 5 hours ago. I'm back in the studio, and something didn't quite feel right with respect to the weights that I had written down. So I'm back weighing again, and yes, the Rincon 1, I'm putting it back on the scale, 6.88 ounces. The Rincon 2, keeping in mind, and I know this is a little too much information, but I did run in the shoe, so I sweat in the shoe, obviously, after it was pretty hot today, so it might have a little bit of extra weight going on, but the Rincon 2 is actually heavier. I'm shocked. I thought the Rincon 1 was a little heavier, but that's why I came back out just to make sure. The Rincon 2 right now is coming in at 7.37 ounces, just so you know, which is still very, very lightweight, but I frankly thought the Rincon 2 was going to be lighter than the 1, but it appears that the 1 is in fact lighter. All right, continue. If you love the 1, you're good as far as the ride, the cushion, the bounce. That's why people love the Rincon 1 so much. It was just a very comfortable ride underfoot, especially on like pavement and concrete. And so the midsole of the Rincon 2, that's this one over here, is exactly the same. Same with the outsole, exactly the same. You can just tell by looking at the mesh that they put a little more thought process into the upper on the Rincon 2. Even just some little slight holes through the toe box to increase the breathability. But I do have, we're gonna do one little drawback here. So my idea for Hoka is that as I look at the eyelet chain, okay, where you lace up the shoe, I am not getting a really great lockdown feel over the top of the foot. So my idea for Hoka is to basically widen the eyelet chain here. So I'm actually gonna make a mark with this marker here on the side. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Probably not, because it's the wrong color. It's too dark. But basically bump it out like 3 or 4 millimeters to help increase how much material the laces are pulling over the top of your foot, which I think would help increase the feel of a better lockdown. So that is my recommendation. Hold on, let me put them over here as well for the Rincon 2. And yes, it's a full EVA midsole, classic rocker feel that you get in a Hoka shoe. Just very, like, if you do the thumb test, like, it just has a lot of give to it. So if you appreciate a shoe that's gonna absorb your landing, I think the Rincon 2 could be for you. Now, I will say though, really no ground contact feel. So if you prefer to be closer to the ground, and here is the stack height on your screen right now. So if you prefer to be closer to the ground, this probably is not the shoe for you. On to that price point for the Rincon 1, $115 in late May 2020. And right now, we're still kind of waiting officially for the price point of the Rincon 2. I'm hoping it's gonna be right at $115. Would I buy both of these again? Absolutely, at $115. But here's the crazy thing, if the 2 comes out and the price of the 1 starts to drop, you could basically just pick up the 1 again because there's such similar shoes. And the upper, I would say, did make some good steps forward as far as breathability, but they're very, very, very similar shoes, just so you know. So anyway, $115 is not too shabby. There you go, a little comparison, onward and upward. Now let's go do it. Here we go, taking the Novablast out again. I cannot wait. The Peg 37 is just gonna hang out here because I just ran in that shoe, last week. So here we go, leaving the Rincon 2, taking the Novablast. I'll be right back, Here we go. Getting water out of my ear. Oh man, got water, but yeah, that's the worst when you get water in your ear stuck in there. All right, I'll get it out later. Here's the deal, out in Colorado, nobody has pools out here. Drives me crazy. That's why I love going to New York, visiting my family in the summer times, going out on a long, nice hot summer run, 10 miles, 15 miles, and then getting back and just diving right into the pool. Is there anything better? I submit that there is not. All right, here we go, everyone. Novablast, Rincon 2, and Pegasus 37. My running shoe battle time. I'm putting these 3 shoes all into the same running shoe category for within your running shoe rotation. A daily trainer, but with the option to pick up the pace for a tempo day. So there are other shoes out there that would be better for a tempo day, absolutely. But if you don't want to buy 2 separate shoes, you just want to buy one for daily training, and then when you want to go a little faster, boom, these are the 3 shoes that I would submit are good options for you. The Novablast, the Rincon 2, and the Pegasus 37. And in case you want to learn more about all 3 of these shoes, go into more depth about all 3 of them, upper right-hand corner, you can go check out those vlogs, and I will link to the Hoka Rincon 1 full review since I just gave you my thoughts today on the Rincon 2. And I'll tell you here in a second what shoe I would buy for the second time here in 1 second. But first, here's on your screen. I'm gonna let it marinate for a second, absorb the drop in all 3 of these shoes. There's the difference between all 3 right on your screen there, okay? Got the drop, absorbing that, all right? Okay, now moving on to the weight, all right? So here's the weight. Pretty big difference between the Novablast, the Peg 37, and the Rincon 2. Pretty big difference there, but there's the weight differences for all 3 shoes. And moving on to the battle here. Okay, so the upper winner between these 3, what upper is jumping out at me with the most comfort and the best, yes, lockdown? Of course, it's the Pegasus 37. Okay, these new bands compared to the Pegasus 36 had Flywire. These bands here, hopefully you can see it there on your screen. So these bands just really help lock the shoe on top of your foot. So the Pegasus 37 is gonna win the overall comfort category for the upper, not to mention the heel counter and the heel tab on the Pegasus 37 is just spot on. Okay, moving on to the midsole. What shoe won the midsole battle? Yes, the Novablast, because of that bounce, absolutely. Oh, it's just, in the other word, even when I was out there today, for the first time, I haven't run in this shoe, I think in a month, was fun. It's a fun shoe to run in. It has a little bit of bounce through that midsole, which I believe will help save your legs on the pavement and the concrete. I don't know what to tell you. It's just a fun shoe to run in. So anyway, bounce is the midsole of this Novablast, and it wins the midsole battle. And yes, for me, okay, some people will definitely disagree with me on this, but I am pretty focused when it comes to the weight of shoes. I notice it. I really do, whether it's a long run, whether it's a tempo day, definitely on a threshold day. And it's nuanced at times, and it takes years and years of patience and testing different shoes to really teach yourself the difference in weight categories. And so the reason I'm giving the outsole winner to the Rincon 2 is because you all know, for me, I prefer an outsole that actually does not have a ton of rubber, because that increases the weight of the shoe pretty significantly compared to now. Okay, if you want a shoe with high durability, you want a shoe that's gonna go 500 miles, 600 miles, 700 miles, like long, long ways, yes, definitely buy the Novablast or the Pegasus 37. And actually, I'll just tell you, I think they're gonna be pretty even I might lean in the direction of the Pegasus 37. Oh, that's a tough one, but these two outsoles will definitely last way, way longer than the Rincon 2, but I would rather sacrifice a little bit of durability in order to keep the weight of the shoe down. So I'm gonna give the winner of the outsole to the Rincon 2 just because I love the fact that there's so much exposed EVA midsole foam there. And here we go, drum roll, ladies and gentlemen. If I could only, the running shoe battle winner for daily trainer with a potential to be a tempo day shoe as well. Like if you want to pick up the pace, okay? Oh, I was on the 6 miles in the Novablast just a second ago. Like I was thinking, like, what shoe would I want? What shoe would I want? This was a really, really tough decision. But the winner, chicken dinner of the daily trainer tempo day opportunity shoe is gonna be the Novablast. There it is, the ASICS Novablast. Oh, it's just way too fun. It's way too fun of a ride. Now, huge caveat, shout out to, I think his name was Matt on the Facebook group. He posted a picture of, remember everyone, I had some issues with the heel tab and heel counter causing my Achilles tendon to be tender, like to actually cause a blister. It didn't happen today. I don't know if it was the wrong socks that I wore. Anyway, this is the winner, chicken dinner of the running shoe battle because it's fun to run in, pretty lightweight, obviously not as light as the Rincon 2, but I think that midsole is just on the right trajectory for ASICS, not to mention the decoupled groove through the outsole is just creating that trampoline feel. Now, okay, here we go. First place, second place, yup. The Air Zoom bag in the forefoot of the Pegasus 37 is also a lot of fun. You can feel it through your foot strike, absolutely. And just because it's so hard, this is like a tie for second, but I'm gonna put it in third place, the Rincon 2, only because I think a lot of people do prefer a shoe that gets more mileage, more durability out of it. So I think, you're not gonna get as much mileage or kilometers out of the Rincon 2 versus the Peg 37 or the ASICS Novablast. There you go, 1, 2, 3. Oh man, that was fun. All great shoes, all great options. But if I had to choose one, I would go Novablast. And with that said, the question of the day, what will be the next daily trainer that you buy? Okay, what will it be? What are you leaning toward? And it could be one of these three, could be something completely different, okay? Maybe you're waiting for the Rincon 2 to come out. This is not available yet, but these two are available right now. Let us know down there and why. If you care to share, like why that shoe, maybe it's a stability shoe. Maybe you're learning like you need to have a stability shoe. None of these are stability shoes. So go down into the comments and I bet there's people down there who are sharing about their next daily trainer for stability shoes as well. Onward and upward, that is it for today. We're gonna toss it to the running shoe full review playlist. Running shoe full review playlist, all the full reviews so any shoe that makes it to 50 miles, all three of these shoes will end up on this playlist. So go start digging. It's all right there. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. See beauty, work hard, and love each other. See you tomorrow.